Good evening, YouTube. It is DJ Trev. I'm going to talk to you about one of my favorite plays, and you guys have heard me talk about it a million times. Lunatics Token. Now, there is a Twitter space coming up tomorrow at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, my time. So, do your calculation for wherever you are in the world. But there are going to be, from what I'm understanding, there are going to be some major announcements made during this Twitter space. Matt Perry, I just watched a video that Matt Perry put out earlier about Lunatics Token. He also has been a huge supporter of Lunatics Token, probably longer than I have. Because I've been posting so many things on Twitter, I guess he thought that I was actually hosting. I'm not hosting the Twitter space, but I will be there to, I'm sure to chat and to just kind of bullshit with the guys, ask some questions or whatever. I am very interested in hearing what's going to be announced. Now, I have got little tidbits here and there, right? I can't say that I know everything. They like to surprise me just like they like to surprise everybody else. But there are some things that I've heard that are really blowing my mind about what these guys are doing, what they're developing, and what they've got coming in the future. I really can't say enough about how proud I am of how far they've come. All right, and if you followed along this journey of mine with Lunatics Token, I really started at the beginning with them. I think I did the very first interview with the team that they had ever done. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that was the case. Duncan and Ace and Sega. These guys have really gone through the ringer with a lot of the LUNC community because they didn't release on Terra. They didn't even release, on Ethereum. They released on BNB, and they've caught a lot from a lot of the community, who assumed that they were going to be some sort of scam, assumed that they were going to be some sort of rug pull, assumed that their claims that they really wanted to help out the Terra Classic chain were, just basically put out there to benefit themselves. And take users away from Terra Classic and all this stuff. But a lot of people really assumed that these guys were gonna kind of come and go, right? Well, it's been one hell of a 6 months, 7 months, whatever it's been. They just keep developing and plodding along. Their goal has always been to be on the Terra Classic chain. They're ready to go. The only thing holding them up right now is, a few upgrades and updates and different things that need to be done to the chain, being handled by the L1 development team. And when, the Cosm, Wasm, and, all these funny names that you guys probably have no idea what they are. I barely know what they are. But they're updates. And until these upgrades are done, it doesn't make sense for anybody right now to kind of jump on the chain, because then when the upgrade is done, you kind of have to redo everything all over again. So what they're doing right now is they're waiting for the upgrades to be done, and they're ready to go. They're ready to jump on the chain. Before new validators were even able to come on, they partnered up with some validators on the Terra Classic blockchain, and they even bought one from somebody else. They just wanted to be on. They wanted to help in any way that they could, and so they bought a validator from someone. Then, I guess they realized, some of these things that we've been talking about when you buy one from somebody else, they have access to the keys. So as soon as they could, they bought a brand new node and, basically dismantled the other one, encouraged everyone to come over to migrate over to this brand new node that they have control over totally. And so they've gone that route. They never stopped looking for a developer, an L1 developer, who could actually help them get on chain, because the main problem at the beginning was they couldn't find anybody to take them serious enough to help them get on the chain. Nobody wanted to stick their neck out. So they had somebody that actually came to them and said, I see what you guys are doing. I like what you're doing. I appreciate what you're doing. I believe in you, and I'm going to help you do this, right? So, that's another move that they're making. So the validator node, staking, NFTs, NFT staking, coming on chain. And most recently, the community, being as strong as it is, as tight as it is, got behind the effort of Johnny Depp, who actually runs the Lunatics Token Validator, got behind the effort for him to actually fill the seat on the COC, the Community Oversight Committee of the L1 Task Force, and and he is now filling that position. There are still doubters out there, and it's amazing to me. Okay, some people just will not let go of their thing. That maybe they don't want to just admit that they maybe were wrong. Some people came out real hard against them, and it's probably real tough at this point to say, you know what, they proved me wrong. It takes a big person to be able to do that. Maybe some of y'all ain't so big as you think you are, because at this point, right, it's time to do that. It's time to do that. And after this AMA tomorrow, after this Twitter space tomorrow, and if some of the things are announced that I think are going to be announced tomorrow, it's well past time. It's past time. There was always going to be, and I always realized this, there was always going to be a point where it was the turning point, okay? Where people who had doubts and this happens with a lot of plays, right? People come up and they try to do these certain things, and at first it looks a little screwy, and we're so jaded by getting screwed by so many different projects that have come out, and people jump in, and then they bail, they dive, they pull the rug, they do whatever they do, and people end up getting screwed and losing their money. We're very jaded by that because it's happened a lot. So anytime something new like this comes out, you've got the crowd that immediately wants to call it a scam, immediately wants to call it this, wants to call it that. But after talking to these guys and spending some time really getting to know them, getting to know the project, getting to know what they were going to do, I never wavered in my support for them. I've been supporting them from the beginning, even against some of y'all who were like, oh, I love DJ Trev, but I really don't like this thing that he has going on with Lunatics Token. I think he's nuts, right? I knew that there was going to be a time where that was all going to change. There's going to be that time where it's just proven to everybody, and it can't be denied anymore. They won't be denied, and they can't be denied. And I think we are at that time, right? We'll see for sure tomorrow, okay? But I would recommend that you all tune in tomorrow. And, I put out a tweet not long ago, maybe a couple hours ago. And this was some of the, kind of partial information that I got. And you can see the backsplash is, what is Lunaswap? Well, we might find out what that is tomorrow, and it's going to blow a lot of people's minds. It's going to blow a lot of people's minds who, again, were holding on to this thing that, they're not going to do anything. They're never going to go anywhere. It's just going to, they're going to pull, they're going to fold up camp, and they're going to take off on everybody. Well, they just keep building and building and building. And what you're going to hear about this is really, really going to, right now, Lunatics Token, like everything else, it's been going up and down in the market, but it's come down quite a bit as far as the price, right? So we had a lot of coming down here, and this is a 30-minute chart, right? So each one of these candles represents 30 minutes. Now, I put that, and I'm not, taking credit for it, right? But I put that tweet out around 5:30. So if we came over here, let me see if I can move this up so I can see exactly what if we came over here, this is at 5:30 today. We had this big green candle. We've got a little W kind of forming here, right? And we know what happens on the tail end of those a lot of the time. So around 5:30, we had this big green candle. I put out that tweet, and did some people get interested and be like, oh my goodness, let me get in while this thing is low? and we're moving up, up, up. I don't know. It's moved up before without stuff like that. Did that have anything to do with it? Whether it did or didn't, it should have, right? And if you're out there right now and you're thinking to yourself, well, I've been hearing about it. I haven't jumped in. I've had my reservations about it. Didn't want to jump in. Not only what's getting announced tomorrow, but some things that I've been given privy to, right, that are coming down the road, Q3, Q2, Q3, Q4, by the end of the year. This isn't financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do. But I can tell you, looking forward, that I believe, end of this year, there are going to be some people who are kicking themselves in the ass that they didn't get in now. Right? Now. At the turning point that I'm calling it. There are going to be some people who are really kicking themselves. This is an opportunity, while it's low. If you had thought about it and wanted to get in, no time like the present. Will this go back down again? Listen, the market is still the market. We're still in a bear market. We've got the Bitcoin halving thing coming up, and is it a couple months before that it actually happens that typically we start seeing some sort of bull run? Will that happen again this time? What's going to set it off? I don't know exactly what's going to set it off, but when it sets off, these guys are setting up with so much utility, and they're setting up to skyrocket. They're setting up to moon. I can't tell the future. Neither can Matt Perry, neither can anybody else that's out there. But from the looks of things and from knowing what is coming, I'm glad I'm in it. I'm glad I'm in it. And I'm glad that I got in when I got in. When I have the opportunity, I will probably continue to add, okay? Finances are finances, right? I'm not saying everybody can jump in right now. I've got trouble doing anything right now, okay? I'm laid off of the season. But whenever I can, this is one that I'm going to continue to add to because I'm expecting big, big things from it. And that's just my opinion. Do your own research. Do whatever you want to do with your money. But that's where I'm at with it. What did I do? Probably the wrong thing. All right. So tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern, as I said, is going to be this Twitter space. I will be simulcast. I got to figure out how to do it, but because I want to be able to simulcast it here on this channel live, right? So whoever wants to, if you don't want to do the Twitter thing and you want to come over and you want to chat with me and hang out while we watch it together, that's fine. But I also want to be able to communicate with them. I got to figure out how to do it so that we're not getting an echo and all kind of crazy things going on. But, whether you watch it on Twitter or watch it here on DJ Trev Market Talk, watch it. Watch it. You're not going to want to miss this one. All right, y'all. I will talk to y'all later. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.